Good afternoon, hello, good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you very, very much for joining us for the third session of day one of the first or the one-off test between England women and South Africa women. With me, I have Banner Erasmus. We will be bringing you this third session only. If you're wondering where we were all day, we've been having some issues, mainly me, forgetting to organize some commentators for us. So I do apologize for that, but it is a work day here in South Africa, and we are all doing this in our spare time. And unfortunately, these are the only times that we have available as we see the players getting back into the middle of the field. Werner, welcome.
Thank you, Otto. Yeah, it's been a fascinating day's play so far. England started off extremely well in the first session, getting South Africa 4 down early on. And then a big fight back, especially from Marizon Kapp leading from the front as a senior player. She was joined by Anneke Bosch, who also batted very well for her 30. And so Marizon Kapp now on 83, looking to continue her work in the final session.
First ball of the third session is a backward cut shot by Marizon Kapp for no run. The score 192 for 6 after 61 overs, start of the 62nd. Bowling to her is the left armour round the wicket. And let me get you that lady's name.
Sophie Eccleston.
Sophie Eccleston. This is a star-studded England side. 9 debutants in the Momentum Proteas here. She comes in again, does Eccleston for the third delivery. Second one was also a dot ball, and this time Marizon Kapp manages to just evade the fielder at backward point, who had to run around, and they take a single. 193 for 6.
Yeah, Kapp has been looking good all day since he's came in. She's been piercing the inner ring. She's on 84 of 133 deliveries. She's joined by Nadine de Klerk, who's on 6 of 28 deliveries.
And Nadine pushes this one to cover for another single. Extra cover had to run around to field that. Very attacking field here from Heather Knight and her team. And 194 for 6 as Marizon Kapp will face once again left arm round the wicket. And Kapp comes forward, defends this to extra cover for no run. There's a slip in place, forward short leg, and a silly point. And the final ball of the 62nd over as left arm comes round the wicket. Marizon Kapp plays this backward punch to extra cover, and they take another quick single. Kapp will retain the strike, and Eccleston has bowled that so to Wealth over, it looks like 1 for 14 of her overs so far.
Yeah, one thing you do get with the women's game is they go through their overs very quickly. So you hardly ever see them behind the over rate. So already 62 overs has been bowled in the day's play, one over after the tea break. So yeah, they always go through the overs very quickly. Yeah, at one stage the Momentum Proteas were 89 for 5, having lost Sunay Lees, their captain. They were really struggling before a partnership between Marizon Kapp and Anneke Bosch of what I think it was 72 runs, really resurrected this innings. And now another small partnership forming here between Kapp and Nadine de Klerk, the other all-rounder in the side.
As the right arm fast medium, Alice Davidson Richards comes over the wicket to the right-handed Marizon Kapp, who defends this one to the covers for no run.
Now, it's exciting to see Isi Wong also getting a chance to play in this match. In the lead up, she was part of the reserves, but then one of the players of England fell off, and she made it into the main squad, and they immediately shifted her into the 11. And she is one of the quickest bowlers going around.
Davidson Richards floats this one outside off stump, and it is driven by Marizon Kapp to extra cover for no run. Wideish mid off for extra cover there, 195 for 6.
And Isiwang didn't take long to strike. It was in the second over that she managed to get through the defenses of Laura Wolfart, who went for one of her trademark booming drives, and she just slipped it in between bat and pad to dismiss her. Big wicket for South Africa. I think one of the two most pleasing batters to watch from a South African point of view.
This one is short and pulled by Marizon Cup, but there's a sweeper on the square leg boundary. They just get a single. Cup is on 86 off 138, and Nadine de Klerk will now face Davidson Richards. She is on 7 of 29, playing a good supporting role here to Marizon. And I thought for sure at lunchtime we might be commentating on some South African bowling, but luckily, as you mentioned, Bosch, Cup, and now de Klerk rescuing the innings. Davidson Richards over the wicket to Nadine de Klerk, who goes onto the back foot, punches this to mid-off, no run. Current run rate is 3.13, 196 for 6. 2 balls to go in the 63rd over.
Yeah, it's important to remember that this is the first test that South Africa have played since 2014. It's been 8 years since their last test. Only really Marizon Cup, Lazelle Lee would have played in test matches previously. Ishmael not playing this match because of injury. Chloe Tryon also not playing, also due to injury.
As de Klerk drives this one backward of square on the offside to backward point, no run. 196 for 6. And Ria Weideman is with us once again. Hello, guys. Such a nice surprise. Thank you. And thank you for joining us on YouTube there, Ria, and for sending us your comment. You can comment on our Facebook and our YouTube feeds, and we'll read out the ones that we like. This one by Davidson Richards angles down the leg side, and Nadine de Klerk just leans on it. It goes to backward square leg, picked up there by the fielder running in from square leg on the boundary, and they take 2. 198 for 6 after 63.
Very good running there by Nadine de Klerk. She really hustled, made sure she ran the first one hard and was able to come back for the second. So I've always liked Nadine de Klerk. She's a very busy type of player. She always looks to take the game forward, whether it's with the bat or ball or in the field. So I like her style. And Marizon Cup on 86 of 138, 14 runs away from a potential test match, a maiden test match century. Of course, as you said, plenty of debuts for the South African team. England play a bit more test matches. They have had matches against Australia and India.
Sophie Eccleston continues to Marizon Cup. This one is angled in on leg stump. Cup defends this, no run. There are 9 debutants in this team. So Marizon Cup comes forward to this one on Midland leg, defended to mid-wicket, no run. So I think just the fact that they're playing this match is a victory for South African cricket and for the women's game. Eccleston left arm round the wicket, floated, and Marizon Cup not tempted that time, just defends this to extra cover mid-off region for no run. So whatever they can get here, this is already Marizon Cup's highest test score. Eccleston round the wicket, and this one is wide outside off stump, left alone. Marizon Cup, one of the most experienced players in South African women's cricket, only her second test match now. She faces Sophie Eccleston, and this one is again floated. This time Marizon Cup drives this one hard through extra cover, and the fielder's running around from the cover sweeper position, and mid-off can't stop that one from going for 4. 200 up for South Africa, 202 for 6. Cracking shot there by Marizon.
Yeah, that was beautiful, and brute power as well, because the sweeper didn't have far to move to her right-hand side, but she had no chance to rein that one in. Just beautifully leaning into that drive at Marizon Cup.
Down on one knee. This one is floated in on middle and just defended by Marizon Cup for no run. End of the 64th over, 202 for 6. Run rate now 3.16. But everything these ladies can get for South Africa will be a huge bonus. I think if South Africa can bat through the day, that'll be amazing, given the experience and that even like I said, even somebody like Marizanne Kapp, who's basically a household name to South African cricket fans, whether you follow the women's game closely or not, is a bonus. So this will be cool. Whatever, yeah, it's just so nice to see them play in white.
Yes.
Such a thrill to be commentating on this game as well.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. I think they will be enjoying themselves immensely. Something totally different for them. Some of them playing with the red ball for the first time since school days. So definitely a change. Now playing with the Duke's ball as well, which is a new thing for the women's game. So it's good for all of them, with the proud seam and the ball swinging around a lot more, and staying harder for longer. So a good thing for the women's game.
Davidson Richards continues with her sixth over, and Nadine de Klerk lets this one go outside off stump. It pitches wide outside off stump and angles in, but Nadine de Klerk just leaves it, and there's no run. Oh, that's something, hey? And probably a few of them would have mostly played red ball cricket as part of a mixed boys and girls team at school.
Yeah,
As
that
Davidson
that
Richards
that
comes,
is very likely.
yeah, in again, wide outside off stump. Nadine de Klerk not tempted at all. She's got 9 of 34 now, Nadine de Klerk. And Davidson Richards bowling her sixth over, conceding 23 runs so far, 202 for 6.
Yeah, it's good to see that the rain has stayed away today. There was some threat of rain early in the proceedings of the day, but it stayed away. So we've had a full day's play so far. So that's good. Not always you get that in England.
This time, Davidson Richards pitches outside off, angles it into middle and leg, and beats the bat of Nadine de Klerk, going for the defensive shot. And Nadine de Klerk acknowledging good delivery there from Davidson Richards. But that ball was way too high for any threat of an LBW. 202 for 6.
It's interesting that they have her full surname on their back. I would have expected maybe a bit of a abbreviation. No.
Davidson Richards floats this one wide outside off stump, full, and a booming drive by Nadine de Klerk. She gets a thin edge through to the keeper, and that is the end of Nadine de Klerk. She goes for 9. South Africa now 202 for 7. And Nadine de Klerk departs after facing 36 balls and scoring 9 runs with only 1 4. And this is her first test match. So well done to her for staying with Marizanne Kapp for that amount of time. And easy catch there for the keeper behind the stumps. Is Amy Jones, I think, if I remember correctly. Amy, I'll get the name for you now.
Yes,
Don't know these
Jones.
England women. Yeah, Amy Jones. There we go. Thank you.
Yeah, Nadine de Klerk will be a bit disappointed with that one. That was very wide, and she reached out for it. She could barely get to it, and only managed to nick through to the keeper. She'll be a bit disappointed, but it was a vital partnership with Marizanne Kapp. A bit of an opening here for England. It will be the keeper Sonalo Jafta in all likelihood to come to the crease now to join Marizanne Kapp. Interesting that they decided to play her ahead of Trisha Chetty in this match.
Yes, I imagine there must be some niggle or some injury to Chetty, because she is also one of those vastly experienced South African women's cricketers. Sonala Jafta is a right-hander facing Davidson Richards. This one is angled in on middle and leg, and there's an appeal for LBW given. Davidson Richards is on a hat-trick. She strikes with her first delivery to the South African keeper, and this one just played around it, that Sonala Jafta. Let's see if they are going to do. They do review. 202 for 8 is the score, with a review to come. As Ravi Nair, one of our co-commentators and a huge friend of the station here, also says, I'm so glad you guys have done this. It's lovely. I think if there's something that saves Jafta there, no, that's not going down leg. That's not too high. Let's see if there is any kind of inside edge. That's the only thing that
Oh,
could
it did hit her
maybe
pretty
save
high
her.
up, but she was deep in her crease and she is not very tall. So it's going to be touch and go, maybe top of leg, um, but definitely worth a review. South Africa will be hoping that she survives this one. Otherwise, England are right into the tail, and Marizon Cup will have to take as much strike as she can.
Yes, indeed. So Josie Oak asking, what's up with the first two sessions? Yes, I do apologize. We left it, or I left it a bit late to organize the commentators for this match. So I'll put my hand up and say, mea culpa, Josie Oak, I'm sorry. But yeah, I think it would have been difficult for us to get enough people on board with the game starting on a Monday. As we see, there's no inside edge there, so we're waiting for ball tracker. There was quite a bit of space between the bat and ball as it beat the inside edge of Sunele Jafta.
Yeah, I think it's
Sinalo
going to
Jafta.
come down to height here. That's all that I think might save her.
So ball tracking, pitching outside off, going across, maybe missing leg. Oh, yes. Just missing leg stump, missing the top corner of the bails on the leg stump. And South Africa breathe a sigh of relief. Jafta will face her second delivery in Test match cricket. Indeed, this is her first Test match. Yeah,
that would not have been nice. Getting a golden duck on what might potentially be your only ever Test match, because we don't know how when the Protea ladies will get a Test match again. So that's hopefully soon. Hopefully they will now start getting more Test matches. But you definitely don't want a golden duck on your maiden Test match.
well, that's where you guys can come in. People listening out there, make sure the tweets are flying around. Hashtag ENGWVSAW as Davidson Richards continues now to Sunele Jafta. This one is full and going down leg, and Jafta manages to get some bat on that with two slips in a gully in. They go for a single. Sinalo Jafta is off the mark in Test cricket.
I think it was a leg by.
Did they take a single? Oh no, it's a single. Signaled a leg by. So she's yet to score. Score moves on for South Africa to 203 for 7 after 65 overs. And Jafta will face Sophie Eccleston with the Red Duke ball in Taunton.
England won't mind that too much. Bowling to the new bowler rather than Marizon Cup. They'd want Eccleston to break through here once more so that they can get into that tail. Sinalo Jafta, obviously the keeper for South Africa in this Test match, and she needs to just try and stick around a bit with Marizon Cup, usher her towards that 100.
Yes, we don't know what a good score will be on this wicket. We've got some talented players in the South African women's team here, in the Momentum Proteas team, as Eccleston goes around the wicket. Jafta is forward defensive here. Still the same field for Jafta, one slip, silly point, and forward square leg, forward short square leg. Jafta looking all concentration here as she faces Eccleston. Second delivery, defended on mid leg, on a good length. Getting the ball to straighten a bit there, pitching it on middle and leg is Sophie Eccleston, and ball angling back in towards middle stump. Third ball to come now in the 66th over. 100 overs scheduled for the day. Floated up on middle and off, and Sinalo Jafta just gets it down to mid-off, past the diving Eccleston for no run. So hopefully those nerves will settle quickly for Sinalo Jafta, very experienced in other formats. She's played a good few matches already in international cricket, but never with the white ball. Until today, Eccleston round the wicket on off stump, and it catches a thickish outside edge, but down into the ground to that silly point, no run.
Yeah, the ladies match obviously only being 4 days, not a 5-day Test match, 4 days, but they do try and get 100 overs in a day to make up for it.
Floated and looped through the air by Eccleston. Full and defended by Jafta, no run, back to the bowler. 203 for 7. Eccleston in again, and this one on leg stump, and there's an appeal for LBW, but the umpire unmoved. England have 2 reviews remaining. South Africa have 3. So that successful review by South Africa was for the LBW of Jafta's first delivery, but there's no review this time. 66 overs gone, 203 for 7. So Sophie
Yeah,
Eccleston is also
this one
playing
looked to
only her
go
5th
down.
test match. Yes, indeed. Eccleston playing only her 5th test match. So
Interesting.
apologies, I see there's some problem with
I,
the scorecard in the video feed. I'll sort that out as soon as I can. Sorry, Banner. Yeah.
no problem. I'd love
Mhm.
you're saying that she's only playing her 5th test match, but she's only 23. And Marizon Cup
Oh, yes,
is
of course. Yeah.
playing her 2nd test match, and she is now 32.
This one by Davidson Richards is wide outside off stump. Marizan goes searching for it, but gets nothing on it through to the keeper. No run. 203 for 7.
Yeah, it's always interesting the contrast between the 3 main countries, especially England, but also Australia and India. How much more Test cricket they get than the rest of the world. It seems like it's going to become a more and more of a disparity between the countries.
Davidson Richards to Marizan Cup, who comes forward and drives this one, angling into just that outside off stump line. Thickish inside half of the bat by Marizan Cup. Back to the bowler for no 203 for 7.
And Marizon Cup 10 away from a potential maiden Test match century. She's been carrying this innings. She's helped South Africa to 203 so far. Maybe they're aiming to get past that 250 mark potentially.
Slightly slower delivery, bouncer outside off stump. Marizan Cup lets it go through to the keeper for no run. So the run rate has dropped down since we lost Nadine de Klerk. It's now just over 3 runs and over, 203 for 6. And that is with the 4th ball of the 67th over to come.
There is
Good to
one
see a
slip.
crowd in at least.
It is good to see a bit of a crowd in for this game. There's one slip in place, a gully and a sweeper on the outside, and also a deep square leg.
And this one is pulled by Marizan Cup short, and she manages to control that shot down to backward square leg for a single, 204 for 7.
Yeah,
Sinalu Jafta will now face Davidson Richards once again.
A fairly conventional field. Maybe not as many slips as you might expect, but that's probably for Marizon Cup, as she has been in for a long time. We might see a bit of a field change for the new batter.
Davidson Richards into Sinalu Jafta, outside off stump, and fumbled by the keeper. They're going to go through for a single at least. Let's see if they come back for the second. That came off a inside edge, I think, or is that another bye?
Yeah, they didn't go through for the run in the end.
Oh, okay. They wasn't far enough away from the keeper, just slipped through the hands of Amy Jones there for a second. But she managed to
she's
recover
lucky
that.
That it didn't hit the helmet behind her. Otherwise, it would have been 5 penalty runs.
No, Davidson Richards cringing as the ball went towards that helmet. This one is on a wide of leg stump line. And did Jafta get bat on this down to square leg? Is she off the mark? Yes, she is. She's on 1 for 10. Sinalo Jafta, first runs in Test cricket. Well done, ma'am. 205 for 7. 67 overs gone. And she will retain the strike for the start of 68.
Yeah, again, retaining the strike seems like she was almost apologetic towards Marizon Cup for stealing the strike once more with Marizon Cup, the in batter. But it's fine as long as they do form another partnership here. But I have to say, 205 for 7 looks a lot better than 89 for 5. It's been a great recovery act here, led by Marizon Cup.
Yes, indeed. Sinalo Jafta facing Eccleston now, and this one is defended out to the covers. No run. Nice forward defensive. Getting to the pitch of the ball was Jafta there. 205 for 7. Eccleston bowling her 15th over. She's conceded 19 runs for 1 wicket so far. This one is floated on middle and leg. And The on drive played there by Jafta to mid on, no run.
Yeah, it's important that she waits for the ball here, not push out too far in front of herself. Otherwise, he might just pop the ball in the air to a fielder.
Eccleston to Jafta, drives this one down the pitch, fielded by Eccleston, running around the onside. Straight drive there by Jafta, no run. So we've got backward point, then we've got that silly point and the cover as Jafta comes forward to this one. Good, solid defensive shot there. No run.
Yeah, Sophie Eccleston giving it plenty of air, inviting Jafta to try and hit the ball. This one is defended by Jafta back towards Sophie Eccleston for no run. We seem to have lost Hanu momentarily, so I'll take you through ball by ball as Sophie Eccleston comes in again around the wicket on a good length, just defended into the offside for no run by Jafta. That is a maiden over. South Africa still 205 for 7 after 68 overs. The run rate just a touch over 3 runs to the over. Marizon Cup is looking pristine on the other side on 91 of 148 deliveries. She'll finally face the beginning of the new over. She'll face up to Richards once more, who's bowled 7 overs, 1 for 25. England have been on top in the first half of this match, the first half of the day at least, before South Africa fighting back strongly to even things out a bit here. I'd still say England might be a touch ahead, just based on the pitch flattening out a bit in the sun. As Richards runs in again, good length delivery outside the off stump, driven beautifully by Marizon Cup. A bit of a square drive. Oh, and a fielder at sweeper lets it go through her hands. Poor fielding out there at the cover boundary, and that goes through for a 4. Should have been only a single, but that will take Marizon Cup up to 95 runs. 5 runs away from a maiden test match century. What an achievement that will be. Only her second ever test match. She's 32 years old as Marizon Cup. She's played over 100 ODIs, plenty of T20s around the world, but this will have a special place in her memory bank as Richards runs in again to her over the wicket. Short delivery pulled by Marizon Cup around to the fielder at fine leg, who fields it. They do go through for a single. That takes her score up to 96 of 150 deliveries. So now the Jafta with her on 1 of 16 deliveries, just starting to form a new partnership again. The first wicket to go today was Andre Steyn, who was bowled by Cross. She actually left the ball. She had a few tight leaves before that, and eventually she left one that was too straight, too close to her, and it knocked back the off stump for 8 of 21 deliveries. Laura Wolfhard was bowled by one of the new girls on the block, Isi Wong, for 16 of 26 deliveries, going for a big booming drive. Went through the gap between bat and pad and to knock the stumps back. Oh, beautiful delivery by Richards. It takes the outside edge of Sanala Jafta, but it just lands short of the diving Sophie Eccleston at slip. Almost another wicket for Davidson Richards. He's been bowling beautifully in this spell. Sanala Jafta caught a bit on the crease, and it almost carried it, just about touched the ground in front of Sophie Eccleston, who had a despairing effort there, a brilliant effort there by her. Diving forward is never easy, especially when you're in the slips and it's coming quickly like that. Which is, and again, good length delivery outside the off stump, just defended out to gully for no run. The next batter to go was Lara Goodall. She was dismissed for 10 of 68 deliveries by Nat Silver. England had to go for a review after the umpire had initially not given her out, but she was struck plumb in front, and the middle stump would have been knocked back. The next to go was Lizelle Lee. Early in her innings, she went for a duck, faced 8 deliveries, RBW by Bow. Reaches in again, full length delivery outside the off stump, inviting the drive, but Jafta decides to rather leave that one. Smart decision there by her. This is exactly what the English bowlers are trying to do, trying to get to lure Jafta into playing aggressive strokes outside the off stump. The next player to go was Sunay Lees, the captain, for 27 of 58 deliveries, bowled by Cross, caught by Sever, as Leverton Richards runs in again. Good length delivery on the middle and off stump. Just to fin it out, too long on for no run. That is the end of the 69th over. South Africa are 210 for 7. Marizon Cup is on 96 of 150 deliveries. Sonala Jafta is on 1 of 20 deliveries. The second to last batter to go was Annika Bosch. She formed a brilliant partnership with Marizon Cup to just resurrect things again. She made 30 of 58 deliveries with 5 beautiful boundaries before being dismissed by Eccleston after lobbing one straight to point. And the last wicket to fall was Nadine de Klerk for 9 of 36 deliveries, bowled by Davis and Richards, called by the keeper Jones.
Hello, sorry for that interruption there. Let me just get my feedback here. Sorry.
It's no problem. I've just quickly run everyone through the scorecard up to this point, and how South Africa have managed to get back to 210 for 7, mainly due to Marizon Cup, who's on 96, only 4 runs away of what would be a very deserved century. But to try and stop her from getting there is England's leading wicket taker in this test match so far, Kate Cross. She's bowled 14 overs, 1 maiden. She's taken 2 for 46. She's in over the wicket, short and wide. Marizon Cup goes for a big slash. It gets an edge and it goes all the way to the boundary for 4. And that will be a maiden test match century for the stellar all-rounder from South Africa. Marizon Cup lifts her bat in the air and acknowledges the crowd and her teammates, looks up to the heavens and says, "Thank you very much." This is a maiden test match and only her second test, leading from the front as a senior player, is Marizon Cup, and she will have a big sigh of relief, and this innings is all her.
Absolutely wonderful. Marizon Cup, first delivery of Kate Cross's over, gets over the boundary rope there. What a player, what a shot, what a century.
Yeah, no, beautiful innings from
struggling to get
Marizon
my
Cup.
feedback.
No, it's no problem. This delivery
Tell you
just
once I'm-
length outside the off stump and played out into the cover region for no run. Marizon Cup had the biggest of smiles when she got to that century, and definitely so well deserved. This century just feels different. It feels like just reward for real hard work. A bit of a late cut here from Marizon Cup, and again it runs away to the boundary for 4. The sweeper can't run around quick enough to get that one, and that takes her up to 104. So 8 runs so far of only 3 deliveries in this over, I should say, takes South Africa up to 218 for 7, as we do see the sun peeking out.
Now, Marizon isn't a player that often smiles on the field. I think this must be the first time I've ever seen her smile while she's actually playing. So well done to her. What an innings here to rescue South Africa from what could have been a really embarrassing start to so many test careers here. Indeed, her own as well, as she just gets down onto this ball, full on off stump out to mid wicket, who runs around to mid on for no run. 218 for 7. 2 balls to go in the 70th over.
I can just imagine the Nathan Ikarko wife is beaming as she's watching this. She'll probably hop on social media quickly to see if she's said anything, but she must be so proud.
Kate Cross floats this one in on middle and off. Just a nice solid forward, sort of a defensive stroke by Marizon Cup for no run. 218 for 7. Cup on 104 of 155 deliveries. As Cross comes in once again, right arm fast over the wicket. This one is slashed once again through the air, over slip, which isn't there, but it's down to the very fine third fielder boundary for 4. Double Nelson on the board, 222 for 7. And Marizon Cup, what a hero for South Africa today. 108, of 156 balls with 18 fours a strike rate of 69.2, and of course, her highest score in her second test match.
Yeah,
And she's only scored 127 in her whole career, so scored 11 in her previous test match.
yeah, it's she's looking to put the foot down now. She knows that Jafta is not necessarily going to make all the runs. She's just there to hang around with her, but the main run scorer will be herself. 108 of only 156 deliveries. She looks like she's now trying to take on the Johnny Bairstow role we've seen in this past couple of weeks, being a bit of the aggressor, taking the attack to the England bowlers.
Davidson Richards continues to Jafta. This one is on that fourth stump line. A nice backward defensive shot by Jafta for no run.
This is also only Marizanne Kapp's second ever century. She had a higher score of 102 not out previously in a one-day international, so it really is a major achievement.
Yeah, this is so cool to see these ladies perform on the Test cricket stage. Davidson Richards angling this one into the stumps of Jafta. Half-hearted appeal by the bowler for a leg before wicket. Are England going to chance it again? They only need 3 more wickets. Heather Knight is looking around. She turns around and there's no review. So England lost that review by a whisker with no, wait a minute. No, Jafta reviewed that LBW. It was given out, and excuse me, yes, of course, it was given out, and Jafta survived, so the review was retained. So unfortunately, I'm not sure where England lost that review, but they would have lost that one if they had reviewed it. Davidson Richards 2 slips in, and this one is a bouncer on the off stump line, ducked underneath it by Jafta, and we see that short square leg fielder just about 2 pitch widths away from Jafta there for that bouncer. But Jafta climbed underneath that one really nicely, ducked underneath that one nicely. And we see a confirmation there, ball going down leg.
Yeah, it was just going down leg. You could see that angle. It was a good decision not to review it.
2 slips in a gully. This one is driven outside half of the bat to cover by Jafta, no run. She's on 1 of 24, so excellent job by the number 9 for South Africa so far in her first test match. And once again, our ladies don't get a lot of opportunity to play red ball cricket at domestic level anyway. As Davidson Richards comes in again, floated outside off stump, driven very nicely by Jafta, beating extra cover, who runs back to try and cut this off. And they will haul this in about 6-7 meters from the boundary, and they come back for 3. Good running by South Africa's pair there, Kapp and Jafta. And once again, Jafta, oh no, so there's 1 ball left, so she hasn't robbed the strike. She hasn't robbed Marizanne Kapp of the strike this time. It was a nice looking solid cover drive there, just beating the extra cover fielder to her left, who had to run all the way back to the extra cover boundary to stop that from going forward. 225 for 7 as Davidson Richards goes to Marizanne Kapp with 1 slip, defended on middle stump, no run. End of the 71st first over, 225 for 7. Thank you very much for listening, everybody. Thank you for the support. Josie Oak says, Otto seems sober. Yes, Josie, I spent the whole day working. So that's to be expected. I had my first glass of wine as I sat down to start this broadcast. So I should be okay until the close of play. But thanks for listening, Josie Oak and everybody else. That was on Twitter, by the way. You can tweet us at Gorilla SA, GUERILLASA. But if you comment on our YouTube and Facebook feeds, we can feature your comments on the screen. And please tell everybody you know who are any kind of England or South African or any kind of cricket supporters. The more attention we bring to this match, the better. And hopefully we can see more of this in the future. Jafta facing cross. Defends this one to backward point for no run. Start of the 72nd over, and it looks like Marizon Cup has got some sage words of advice to Jafta. It looks like Marizon is back into her scowling mode. As we see, the highest scores for South Africans in test matches is now Marizon Cup. Sinalo Jafta leaves this one outside, off stump, walks to square leg. That is good to see. She knows where her off stump is.
Yeah, I'd like to go on record as saying that Marizon Cup is the best all-rounder in South Africa currently.
Oh yes. Who else would be? Who would be second? Who else is on that list? So cross over the wicket to Jafta on leg stump, worked out to mid-on by Sinalo Jafta, no run. Kate Cross has got 2 slips in.
I don't think there's even any competition for right now, because I don't know of any all-rounder currently in South Africa who does batting and bowling equally well. Some bat better than they bowl, some bowl better than they bat, but I don't think any of them are true all-rounders in the sense that they can do both equally as good.
Kate Cross short of a length and on leg stump, just defended into the ground to forward short leg by Sinalo Jafta, no run. And Jafta looks like she's up for this. Hey? She's got that. She's got all the right moves. She's signaling to Cup what the ball is doing. She's walking to square leg in between deliveries. She's checking out the field. She's all concentration. Kate Cross, right arm over the wicket to Jafta. And this is a floated delivery outside off stump, defended by Sinalo Jafta, no run. 4 of 30 now for Sinalo Jafta. That last delivery, 107. So maybe a little bit slower than what Cross can do. 1 ball to go in the 72nd, 225 for 7.
After this, only 8 balls to go to the second new ball.
That'll be interesting. Cross comes into Jafta, and this time attacking off stump, attacking that 4th stump line. Nice, solid defensive shot. Everything behind it by Sinalo Jafta. End of the 72nd over, 225 for 7. So while my power is still out, I'll light a candle.
Yeah, interesting enough. In England, it's the sun is shining brightly. Things are looking very good for a full day's play. They can go up to 100 overs, so that's still 28 more overs left in a day, which is plenty of time for England to try and dismiss South Africa, or for South Africa to pile on some more runs. Marizon Cup has looked to start attacking the bowlers a bit more since getting to that 100.
As Davidson Richards continues, this one is on a good length, or maybe just a little bit full, but it's just defended by Cup down to mid-on for no run. 225 for 7, start of the 73rd, and Richards is bowling her, Davidson Richards, excuse me, is bowling her 10th over. She's on 1 for 33 now. Second ball of her 10th over to Cup.
Dan van Niekerk saying on Twitter, best cricketer in the world, period. Hail net so klein bietjie.
This one is pulled by Marizon Cup for a single down to backward square leg. So that's Marizon Cup's wife commenting on Twitter, saying that she cries just a little bit. I find that hard to believe, but I never. She doesn't strike me as a someone who wears her heart on her sleeve. She's definitely always been very hard-nosed, looks like a very hard-nosed woman when she's playing for South Africa. Davidson Richards to Sinalo Jafta, who tries to work this past the fielder at mid-wicket as a forward short leg close to the batter there, dives but couldn't stop it, and there's no run. 226 for 7.
Yeah, and this is also the fastest test century for any team, for any player against the England women's team, beating Jill Kinnair's 156 balls by Australia back in 1984.
There you go. Davidson Richards to Sinalo Jafta, 2 slips in a gully. Jafta defends this one to extra cover, no run. Raviner on YouTube saying Danai van Niekerk is Cup's only competition as an all-rounder in the South African side. I think Danai is still recovering from an injury. So she is watching. We know that. We know that much is Danai van Niekerk. Davidson Richards over the wicket to Sinalo Jafta on that fourth stump line. Solid defensive shot by Jafta. No run. Werner, the goal here must be to bat through the day.
Yeah, I expect.
Never mind the runs. Never mind the score. Nothing like that. Just get through to the end of play.
Yeah, or at least very close to the end of play, so that by the time you come back tomorrow, you still have a nice new ball to work with. In that morning session, we saw that the ball did move around a bit through the air and off the wicket, so it'll be important to still have a brand new ball.
Another fourth stump line delivery by Davidson Richards. Another defensive shot by Jafta. No run. 226 for 7 after 73. Jafta on 4 off 35. Marizanne Cup 109 off 159.
Yeah, Cup will be on strike for the new over. She's been exceptional today. She's been exceptional for the Proteas for a long time. She was also excellent during the Women's World Cup early in the year. She won a few games from nowhere for the Proteas when things looked to be slipping away. She came in and struck some nasty blows. So she's just showing her all-round value now, playing a different type of role, a lot more circumspect, but still being able to notch up 100 when South Africa were in dire need.
Yeah, that's a sterling effort from Marizanne Cup so far, lifting the team out of trouble as Kate Cross continues to Marizanne Cup outside off stump, and Cup tries to play a square cover drive, but doesn't quite get a hold of it to backward point. No run.
Yeah, Kate Cross has plenty of experience for England. She's just shown it once again here today. She's played. This is also her 6th Test match, but she is she has shown her experience throughout.
This time, Cup gets a single down to backward of point. She goes to 110. Does Marizanne Cup. Is a 227 for 7. 4 balls to go in the 74th over.
That last one was a bit streaky, bit of an outside edge. It just managed to evade the fielder at gully. We have to see in the replay if it was an opportunity for a catch. No, just bounced short in front of the gully fielder.
Now try to do that backward or that square cover drive as Jafta now facing Cross on 4th stump. Good line by Kate Cross attacking the top of off stump, and a good defensive shot by Sinalo Jafta. No run.
Yeah, it's just so good to see the ladies playing Test. To see it on TV as well, it's very good that we get to see this, get them to see them apply their trade in a very different format, something they won't be used to. But I'm sure each one of them will be enjoying this experience immensely.
Jafta forward defensive to backward point, no run. Yes, 2003 was the last time that South Africa played any kind of test match, the women that is, team. So this is truly a momentous occasion, and hopefully we'll see some nail-biting finish on the 4th day type of action in this test match. South Africa can put up a fight. Maybe they can get some invites for test series elsewhere in the world and back in England. This time, Sinalo Jafta again just defends this super solidly. And there's no run. 227 for 7. Jafta now 4 of 38. So she's playing that tail ender role, just frustrating the bowlers, just not giving a wicket away, letting balls go outside off stump, trying to work with the deliveries that are attacking the stumps, but mostly just defending. So
When did
this
you
is
say was South Africa's last test match for the ladies?
it was either the last one or the last one against England, 2003, if I remember correctly. This is a leading edge that pops up and almost over the head
Oh,
of
what a
the extra
catch.
cover fielder, but a brilliant catch there by Wong, standing at an extra cover mid-off position. Kate Cross this time deceiving Jafta enough to get the leading edge as Jafta tried to work this to the onside. We'll see a replay now. And Izzy Wong gets a wicket with her debut in international cricket. And what a catch here in the field for her as well. First time she's played for England in any format, and making her presence felt there. So Sinalu Jafta goes. Caught Wong bowled cross for 4 off 39. South Africa 227 for 8 at the end of the 74th over. Marizon Cup will be on strike, as they would not have been allowed to cross, in these playing conditions. I'm not sure if they've switched over yet to the batters cannot cross rule.
No,
or
but I don't think
law.
they would have had time to cross in any case because it wasn't in the air for too long. It was an exceptional catch by Easy Wong. She moved backwards. It was going over her head, and she dove almost backwards and took it one-handed over her head. Exceptional catch by her. And yeah, no, those laws come into effect on 1 October of this year. When it doesn't matter if you cross, the new batter will be on strike. The last test match that the South African ladies have played was back in November 2014. So that 23 one was probably against England.
Yes.
So yeah, 2014, which was also then Marizon Cups and Lizao Lee's only other test match before this one.
Thank you for that. And if I'm not mistaken, we will see. So Davidson Richards will continue to Marizon Cup right on over the start of the 75th. And this one is driven very nicely through extra cover once again by Marizon Cup. And that one, the fielders, even if they could move, they quickly just decided that was not worth the effort. It went racing past the fielder at extra cover, and the sweeper on the cover boundary had no chance there. Cup on 114, 231 for 8 now, South Africa.
There would be no points run after that one. Ooh, I was smashed.
Tumiseko Kune is at the other end. This time, Marizon Cup tries to play a square bat shot, but just dabs it down into the ground at the end. And Tumiseko Kune, she's not completely useless with the bat. Also bowls quite well with her resplendent dreadlocks there at the non-striker's end. So we see a replay of that catch by Izzy Wong. This time it's short and hooked by Marizon Cup. It bounces safely in between fine leg and backward square leg running around. So there's definitely a tactic by Davidson Richards trying to get Marizon Cup to play that cut shot, that hook shot, and getting her caught on that backward square boundary. But Cup survives. 232 for 8. 3 balls to go.
Yeah, Marizon Cup now 115 runs, her highest score, South Africa's highest ever score in Test match cricket. Tumiseko Kune getting plenty of advice from Marizon Cup right now. She's only 23 into her debut Test match. She hasn't played a lot for South Africa yet. She did bowl very well of late for them. So a big test for her here to try and survive this over to make sure that Marizon Cup gets some more opportunities to throw her hands at the ball.
Sikukune is left-handed. She will face Davidson Richards in a few moments. Davidson Richards in her 11th overs. She's on 1 for 39, the bowler. Tumiseko Kune, first delivery in Test match cricket. And this one goes down the leg side, and Tumiseko Kune declines the run as the ball is fumbled by the keeper, Amy Jones. Misses the helmet once again. First slip picks it up. Full slip cordon now for Tumiseko Kune. And she's faced her first Test match delivery. So well done to her for making it. And well, I believe, well, you could say just being around when South Africa get a chance to play a test match.
Yeah, she might
So
not have
David,
gotten the opportunity if Ishmael didn't get injured.
yeah, Davidson Richards coming around the wicket to the left-hander. This one is way wide of off stump and loops away, fumbled by the keeper. But there is no run. Yeah, it's very difficult to say. You know, I mean, you would definitely would have wanted Shabnim Ismail in the team, regardless of who else was available, just in terms of her experience at international level, with the white ball, of course. But no selection discussions at this point. These ladies are there. They are in the Momentum Protea side. So by default, they'll get their chance with the white ball, with the red ball as well. Davidson Richards this time angles into middle leg, middle and off from around the wicket to the left-hander. Sekukune defends this one for no run. 75 overs gone, 232 for 8.
Yeah, that was a very important defensive shot by Sugekune, making sure that Marizon Cup will face the next over. With the knowledge that at least there are still 2 wickets remaining, I'm sure Cup will not be holding back now. She knows there's not a lot of time left for her to get those runs with the tail at the other side. So it's important that she capitalizes, takes as much strike as she can. She needs to make sure that she does attack Sophie Eccleston here.
Yes, indeed. Batting with the tail is something that Marizon Cup has done a lot in the white ball game. So Sophie Eccleston back into the attack, replacing Kate Cross. She will be going to South Africa's highest test scorer, Marizon Cup, on 115 off 164. The score is 232 for 8. And having been sent into bat with some difficult conditions this morning, after losing the first session, South Africa will be feeling a lot better now. Marizon Cup comes forward, strokes this one straight to a shortish extra cover for no run, straight to the fielder. That would have definitely caught the attention of the fielder there. Eccleston into Marizon Cup, who defends this one out to cover for no run.
Clayton Nielsen has an interesting comment in the comment section. Yeah, I don't know about the flag up there against South Africa currently.
Oh, that's my fault as well. I'll fix that. Thank you for pointing that out. And Cup defends this one out to extra cover for no run.
Clayton just enlightening us that we still have the Indian flag opposite the South African one, asking if there's some reverse colonization going on there because it's England playing.
Thanks for watching with us, Clayton. Thanks for your comment. Yeah, I'll fix that as soon as my electricity comes back on. I don't want to waste my expensive out-of-bundle data yet. No run there from that last delivery. 2 balls to go in the 76th. Marizon Cup still on strike. Short, and Marizon Cup just angles that one neatly down to third man for 4. Very good reaction shot there by Marizon Cup. Realizing that there might be a trap set for the pull shot or the drive with shortish extra cover and some fielders in the ring and a slip and all of those fielders in there. So she just leans back and guides this past slip to third man for 4. 1 ball to go in the 76th. 236 for 8. Sophie Eccleston, left hand, round the wicket. Down on one knee goes Marizon Cup, smashes this down to deep mid wicket, and it will go for 4. A glorious shot by Marizon Cup. She's on 123. South Africa 240 for 8. 76 overs gone.
Yeah, beautiful slug sweep by Marizon Cup, making full use of that over. I was talking about the importance of her trying to attack now with the tail on the other side, and she does exactly that, making sure that she goes big all the way over deep mid wicket, ending that over very strongly. That takes South Africa's score up to 240 for 8. At one stage, they were 89 for 5. So a magnificent fight back led by Marizon Kapp, who's now on 123 of 170 deliveries with 21 falls. She does have the highest score by a South African women's player in Test match cricket. She does hold that record proudly, and Danae van Niekerk also very proud on social media, declaring her the best player in women's cricket.
Of course, she has to do that. I mean, no. But yes, I mean, I find it hard to argue with that point. Yeah, who else would be on that list? Certainly all-rounders, not many. And now making her mark on Test cricket as well is Marizon Kapp. What a wonderful opportunity this is for all these ladies from South Africa. Tumi Sikukune will now face right arm around the wicket. Replacement bowler here for England, as my feet just got stuck a little bit.
Yeah, that was beautifully played by Tumi Sikukune.
Yeah, just through the slips and silly points and everybody else, and it's Lamb bowling her first over, going for just a single there down to third man from the bat of Tumi Sikukune. That was it was an attempted cut shot. Maybe Tumi Sikukune wanted that to go a little bit more in front of square, but a good result in the end. So Lamb having a bit of a chin wag with the captain there. As Marizon Kapp will now face Lamb, right arm over the wicket, off spinner to the right-handed Marizon Kapp, outside off stump, dab down into the ground, no run. Emma Lamb is the right arm medium off break bowler for England. She is playing her first Test match. She comes into Marizon Kapp once again, full on that off stump line, driven hard by Marizon Kapp straight to the fielder at long off. And refusing the single, it looks like.
Yeah, she's refusing the single, making sure that she keeps strike here for the main part of the over. She does look like she knows she has to take full control here.
And this one is smoked straight past the bowler to the long off boundary, straight over the bowler's head by Marizon Kapp. 4 runs, 245 for 8. 2 balls to go in the 77th over.
And I won't let an opportunity slip to say that Marizon Kapp slaughtered Lamb there.
Ah, yes. There we go. Get it in there, Werner. Nice one. As Lamb goes right arm over the wicket to Marizon Kapp, just to the left of the bowler who manages to collect this, and there's no run. 245 for 8. So we're coming up to the hour mark here. 1 hour's play gone. So they probably will take drinks after this. Emma Lamb into Marizon Kapp. Going down leg side, just helped on its way to backward square leg, and that gives Marizon Kapp the single at the end of the 77th over. She will keep strike. She's on 128 off 175. 246 for 8. She's playing like she's always been playing Test cricket. But I mean, with all those ODIs, this must have been, something that she's been dreaming of for so long. And can you imagine? Because it's been a few months, a good couple of months that we've known about this match and looking forward to it. So adjusting her game like a superstar is Marizon Kapp. No drinks yet. Start of the 78th over, 246 for 8.
Yeah, it's of course a bit of an extended session to try and get to that 100 over mark, so drinks is probably a bit delayed as well.
Yeah, so 42.5 overs left in the day. So, no, 23, excuse me, 23.5 overs left in the day. That'll be 22.4 now, as Marizon Kapp's defensive shot gets no run, 246 for 8. Sophie Eccleston bowling her 17th over, the 78th for England. Left arm round the wicket to Marizon Kapp, who cuts this one to backward point. No run. No run on offer there.
Yeah, Lamb is bowling
Sekhukhune,
from the one side, and Marizon Cup is making sure that she's shepherding the tail.
yeah, Sekhukhune at the other end, 1-4. As Eccleston comes in, forward comes Marizon Cup. Defensive shot into the covers. They take a quick single, and that will leave Tumi Sekhukhune to face two of the left arm spinner. Tumi Sekhukhune
Yeah.
will see if she can just hang in there. Don't worry about the runs. Just get through to the end of play. And look forward to facing a new ball in Test cricket. Tumi Sekhukhune, as I said, she's not a real tail ender in the white ball game. Let's see how she goes here. As Eccleston gets this one on Midland leg, just past the diving forward short square leg by Tumi Sekhukhune. Not sure if there was a chance of a catch there, but smiles all around. Oh, it just went past the left-hand side of that short square leg fielder there in front of squares. Eccleston gets this one more or less in the same place, but this time Sekhukhune gets her front leg, her right leg, outside the line, gets in behind it, defends. Nice big smile as she smashes gloves with Marizon Cup, and there's no run to end that over.
Yeah, no, fantastic work from her to make sure she gets through that over, getting Marizon Cup back on strike for the next over, who's on 129. England started off the day extremely well, running through the top order of South Africa, but Marizon Cup and Anneke Bosch initially um, getting things back on track. Then Nadine Clark joined her for a while, a bit of a partnership as well. And now Tumisa Kakune just holding on a bit here with Marizon Cup, who's looking to attack the England bowlers. She is on her highest score.
So Emma Lamb continues. Marizon Cup gets this one outside the line of leg stump, goes off the pads down to 45 on the leg side, and they refuse the single. Looking at some replays here, there was some really good bowling by England up front as Emma Lamb continues to Marizon Cup, full and wide outside off stump, and just cut backward. What do you call that? She went and fetched it outside off stump, full and wide, tried to just get something on it to score, but goes to backward point for no run. Emma Lamb in with one slip in, defended by Marizon Cup, no run. 248 for 8, 3 balls gone in the 79th over. I'm waiting for my power to come back on. You're waiting for yours to be disrupted, Werner. So we'll see how we go. As Emma Lamb bowls this another full one, outside off stump, driven, backward of square, straight to backward point by Marizon Cup. She's now got in a replay. So Emma Lamb now bowls the fourth ball. Marizon Cup goes for a full-blown slog sweep, gets this one down to square leg, and they will refuse the single, looks like. Or will they come back for two? No, they take a single. 2 balls to go in the over. Sekhukhune will face. She's on 1 off 6. Marizon Cup to 130 off 183. 248 for 8. 2 balls to go in the 79th. So 8 balls to go to the new ball being available for England. Emma Lamb now right arm round the wicket to Tumi Sekhukhune on middle and off, and a good defensive shot out to the covers by Sekhukhune for no run. 248 for 8.
Yeah, I think they have the overs wrong a bit there. I think that is the end of the over.
Yes, I thought I was looking at a replay when in fact I was looking at a ball. So the scorecard here on the feed is incorrect. So that is the end of the 79th overs. It's been corrected now. 248 for 8. Cup on 130 of 183.
1 over away from the second new ball, or the second new ball becoming available at least. We'll see whether England do decide to go for it.
Sophie Eccleston gets this one onto the stumps of Marizon Cup, who just defends. Down the pitch to the bowler for no run. Eccleston left arm round the wicket. Marizon Cup works this one, drifting down leg. It's going to go down to the square leg boundary for 4. It was fine enough to beat. I assume there would have been a fielder somewhere on that square leg boundary. But Marizon Cup gets another 4. 250 up for South Africa. 252 for 8. And
Yeah, fantastic achievement.
my power supply returns.
Nice.
And I shall now fix our scorecard flag issue as soon as I can. If there's some kind of break in play. Marizon Cup facing Eccleston round the wicket. She tries that cover drive. It goes straight to long off. And she doesn't take a single. Shepherding Sekukune here, taking the leadership role, making hay while the sun shine and all of that. As this time it's on leg stump. Marizon Cup drives this to long on. They take an easy single, and once again she trusts Sekukune for those 2 final deliveries of the Eccleston over. Left-hander facing left-hander now.
Yeah, Marizon Cup playing this like she's playing Test match cricket her whole life. Making sure that she's shepherding the tail, only giving Tumi Sekukune only 2 deliveries to face, who's been up to the task so far.
Yeah, this one drifting down to the leg side. Tumi Sekukune plays it under her eyes, into the ground. No run. Fielded by the short forward square leg. And Eccleston into Sekukune. Forward defensive, solid as you like. Dribbles out to backward point. 80 overs gone. 253 for 8. South Africa have got a score that could be meaningful. This could be a game changer. Somebody in the English team will have to match Marizon Cup. They've got the pedigree. They've got the players that can do it. But certainly the Momentum Proteas saying, "We came to play, ladies. What have you got? What else have you got?" I'm enjoying this a lot. Yeah.
They've definitely come to play. They've done extremely well to get to this point where they are now. And it does seem like England will be taking that second new ball, or at least they're bringing Isiwang back, and the second new ball is available. Here it comes. It is coming onto the field right now. We'll see if they do take it immediately. We did see a lot of movement with the new ball early on in the day's play. The pitch has flattened out a bit with the sun baking down on it and the ball getting softer. But they look like they do want to take the second new ball and make sure that they get some of that extra movement with the hard ball.
Yes, the old ball is handed back to the 4th umpire, walking up with the new one, and Isiwang in her first international match for England. Now we're talking a lot about the South African debutants. I think how many debutants do England have today? I think it's 4. But either way, might not be a lot of difference as Isiwang comes in right arm over the wicket to Marizon Cup and immediately beats the bat. Hands on head for Isiwang. How did that miss? We'll see a replay
was
in a moment's time.
Ooh.
It's a perfect seam position. Turns Marizon inside out, goes over the middle stump. And Isiwang, big smile on her face. Why not? If you can get that kind of movement out of the wicket, why won't you be smiling? She comes in for her second delivery. This one is full on the off stump line and just defended out by Marizon Cup for no run. 253 for 8.
Marizon Cup might she might have to rethink her policy here. She might not be willing to give Sekukune 2 balls to face off Isiwang here with the moving ball. He also has a lot more pace than the other bowlers in the England lineup.
Yeah, and she's got the aggression as well as she comes in once again to Marizon Cup, right arm over the wicket, wide outside, off stump and full, and smacked by Marizon Cup straight to the sweeper on the cover boundary. I think Marizon Cup has refused the single once again. Yes.
Yep. Which is the right decision, definitely.
Oh, yes. give Tumisi Kukune um, the responsibility of facing deliveries if and when Marizan Cup should lose her wicket. As Izzy Wong comes in once again, only one slip. This one drifts down leg side, looking for the movement that isn't there. Marizan Cup just bunts it to backward square leg for no run. 254 for 8.
She did take the signal this time. So she's again giving two deliveries to Miseka Kune. Big ask of her to face up to the new ball against the bowler, who has a lot more pace than she might be used to facing, apart from Ishmael in the nets.
Sekukune is not new to international cricket, but what I wanted to mention as well is that the England players do get a lot more exposure to the red ball in their domestic leagues. As Izzy Wong comes over the wicket to Tumi Sekukune down the leg side, left-hander tries to help it on its way. We'll see if it's buys, but it's 4. And hopefully those will be into Tumi Sekukune's test match record. Yes, it looks like she got something on it. Got it past Amy Jones as she swiveled around, just helped it on its way down the leg side. A bit of glove on that, bounced in front of Amy Jones, evaded the keeper's glove on the right-hand side, and 4 runs to Tumi Sekukune.
Yeah, every run counts here. One more delivery to keep out.
Ooh, that one is a full straight one on off stump, and Tumi Sekukune does keep it out. And there's no run. As Clayton Nielsen says, great recovery by SA here. Whatever happens in the game, I'm sure this will be a great experience for the team. I bet Marizan follows up with a good bowling performance too. You're not wrong there, Clayton, and I would be surprised if she doesn't. Marizan Cup is somebody who does have an appetite for the big moments, and it looks like that is drinks. We have some break in play here. So South Africa, 258 for 8. 81 overs gone, and game on. 19 overs scheduled in the rest of the game's play for today. And Banner, it looks like your switch master there has spared you so far, but I won't say too much about that. I don't want to jinx you there.
Yeah, so far we'll see how long it lasts, but it's good to still be on air with you or two. It's been a fascinating day's play. It's been exceptional from Marizan Cup. It's been a treat to watch her as she goes along. From 89 for 5, you wouldn't have guessed that South Africa would be 258 for 8. But Marizan Cup has 136 of 192 deliveries with 23 falls. She just has been a class act throughout, as she has been for the Proteas for a number of years. Now doing it in the whites, it must be such a special feeling for her. And we did see that elation as she went to that 100, that big smile, as we talked about it. You don't often see from her on the field. You sometimes see it in the interviews after the games, but not often on the field. So it's good to see that. She talked about coming into this match that in the warm-up she was still playing a bit T20 cricket, so she was a bit nervous coming into this, how if she would be able to adapt, but she has adapted so well.
Yes, indeed, and thank goodness for that. Marizan rescuing South Africa. So just take us through the scorecard there, Vanner, if you can, just to give the listeners some idea of where this game has been and why we are waxing so lyrical about this innings by Marizan.
So England won the toss, and they chose to field first to put South Africa under pressure early on, and they managed to do so by getting Andre Steyn early for 8 of 21 deliveries. She was bowled by Cross as she left a straight delivery, or that moved back in a touch. She did leave a few tight ones earlier in the innings, and this time it was too tight to leave, knocked back her off stump. The next to go was Laura Wolfhard for Izzy Wong's debut wicket. She's been bowling beautifully all day. Laura Wolfhard went for a big booming drive, one of those classic Laura Wolfhard drives, but it managed to sneak in between bat and pad. She was dismissed for 16 of 26 deliveries. Lara Goodall was the next to go. She made 10 of 38 deliveries before being caught RBW by Nat Silver. Then it was Lizao Lee, bowled by Bao, LBW, by Bao, with one that moved back into her prodigiously and trapped her in front, just about hit her in line according to the umpire. It was umpire's call on review, so it did stay out. Sine Lee, the captain, formed a nice little partnership with Marizon Cup, but she unfortunately went just after the lunch break for 27 of 58 deliveries. Then Anneke Bosch did very well with Marizon Cup, and they formed the biggest partnership of the innings so far, and she made 30 of 58 deliveries. She was caught by Lamb after bowling off Eccleston. She went for a bit of a cut shot, but she was too early into the shot and just lobbed up 2 point, and she was dismissed. And it was Nadine de Klerk who faced 36 deliveries for her 9 runs before being caught by Amy Jones, the keeper, after bowling of Davidson, Richards, and the last to go was Sanala Jafta for 4 of 39 deliveries. The valuable deliveries that they faced in partnership with Marizon Cup, who's on 136 not out of 193 deliveries, Tumisi Kakune is on 5 of 11, and we are back after drinks, and the first delivery from Bao is just on a good length into Marizon Cup, who just defends it into the leg side for no run.
So the score is still 258 for 8. Start of the 82nd over, and there are 18.5 overs scheduled play remaining in the day. Bell comes over the wicket. This one swings through the air onto leg stump, but it is kept out by Marizon Cup. And this is going to be very difficult for South Africa to survive. That new ball is talking for England, for Bell and for Wong.
Yeah, Bell does get a lot of in swing with the new ball, and that's the way she got Lizao Lee as well. So it's important to watch it very carefully. Marizon Cup needs to face as many deliveries as she can, because it'll be very difficult for Tumisi Kakune to handle.
Bell into the middle stump this time of Marizon Cup. Defended to long on, mid on, or no run. So once again, thank you everybody for watching.
No, she just looks so calm and composed at the crease.
Indeed, she does. All concentration here. Don't know when they'll have another chance to play this format of cricket. And she just smacks this one through mid-wicket. Is it going to get to the boundary? There is a fielder there. And
all the way to the boundary for 4.
4 runs. Yes, indeed. Onto the pads of Marizon Cup goes Bell, Lauren Bell, and this one smacks the boundary rope almost as hard as Marizon Cup smacked it in front of her leg stump. Bell in again, right arm over the wicket to Marizon Cup, swinging through the air, just defended, watched very nicely by Marizon Cup. Bit too short there, I would say, from an English point of view. The ball's doing that. You wanted to move as much through the air as is possible. Very difficult batting now for South Africa. Let's see how long they can survive. 262 for 8. Bell over the wicket to Marizon Cup, swings into the arc of Marizon Cup, who swings the bat, gets the ball over the boundary once again at deep mid wicket. 4 more. Great shot.
Yeah, wonderful shot by Marizon Cup, using that swing to her advantage, just using that angle to hit it over mid wicket for 4. I think the one advantage of her bowling right now from Bao is that it's been very predictable. Every delivery has swung back in, so she was able to set herself up for that. Was Marizon Cup? It takes her up to 144 runs, 198 deliveries. It does mean that Tumisi Kakune will need to face a whole over from Isi Wang, which will not be easy. All she needs to try and get off strike early in the over, but she will face up to the very first delivery. Isi Wang has a bit of extra pace. She has a new ball to work with. This might be England's opportunity to try and get the last 2 wickets of South Africa. South Africa, of course, looking to just fight it out a little bit more, make sure that Cup gets the strike, as South Africa are 266 for 8.
So Isi Wong in a bit of a conference there at the top of the mark. She comes in now, right arm over the wicket to the left-handed Tumisi Kakune, who plays a forward defensive shot a check drive out to cover, no run, and just rehearsing that shot once again. She knows she's in a fight. She's got to fight for her country here. Tumi Sekukune all the way in Tauton. And our thoughts are with you, Tumi. Make them wait for your wicket. Put a price on it. 3 slips and a gully. Waiting. Izzy Wong over the wicket to Tumi Sekukune. Full on leg stump. And it's an appeal for LBW as Tumi Sekukune tries to work this to the onside. But no, says the umpire. And I think that struck her outside the line of leg stump as she saw the ball coming in there, moving through the air, but not quite as much as Bell.
Yeah, it did pitch outside the leg stump, so not much in that appeal. But good fun to Mr. Kukuni, just trying to keep it out here. A lot of work for her to do still in this over, but she's done an excellent job just sticking around with Marizon Cup. The more deliveries she faced, the more opportunity Marizon Cups has to add to the score.
Yeah, that line started on middle and off and just swung back into outside leg. She comes round the wicket now. Izzy Wong full and slipped out of the hand there. Tumi Sekukune just gets a bat on that and it evades the fielder at gully through to the boundary for 4. Marizon Cup speaking words of encouragement. Tumi Sekukune nodding in agreement there. And it's good work there by Tumi Sekukune, adjusting her shot, just guiding that down into the ground, past a diving gully, diving to her left as the left-hander just stroked that beautifully all along the ground for 4.
Yeah,
nice shot
excellent.
there by Tumi Sekukune.
Excellent work from her, watching the ball all the way. Those full tosses can be very deceptive and hard to play at times. And she did so well to keep her eye on the ball all the way and just guide it behind point for 4.
Izzy Wong back over the wicket now, beats the outside edge. Half-hearted appeal by the bowler, but it looked, I'm going to say Tumi Sekukune left that ball.
You're being very generous, Otto. Very, very generous. She tried to play it, but it just moved too much for her to get any bats on it. Beautiful delivery by Izzy Wong.
Yeah. Some deep breaths there from Tumi Sekukune. Just stay calm and you'll be fine. Nods in agreement with another comment from Marizon Cup. Maybe Marizon should just leave her be as Izzy Wong gets this one full on an off-stump line. No swing this time. Gets in behind it, does Tumi Sekukune. Out to the covers, no run.
No, she's been very solid.
70 for 8.
Been very solid on defense is Tumi Sekukune. It's been good to see. She's done exactly what Marizon Cup has required, and now facing a whole over, and she's even made 4 runs off it. So South Africa 270 for 8. One more delivery for Izzy Wong to try and keep out for Marizon Cup to face the new over.
This one on leg stump. Tumi Sekukune manages to get behind that, tries to work it to the onside, but it's just down into the wicket for no run. And big smile on the face of Tumi Sekukune. High fives and a hug, half a hug from Marizon Cup there. By the way, that Tumi Sekukune just puffed out her cheeks, breathing deep breaths. She must be a little bit nervous, and Marizon must be just talking her up and giving her some encouragement from the other end because she keeps just nodding her head and smiling at the end of that over. So good to see. 270 for 8, 83 overs gone.
Yeah, it's beautiful sunshine now out over there. South Africa's run rate has now moved up to 3.253 over. It's moved up a bit with Marizon Cup striking some lusty blows as she's facing up to bowl.
Now she gets a ball wide outside off stump. She plays a drive, a square drive to the backward point. Fielder on the boundary refuses the single. Still 270 for 8. I have fixed the flag, Clayton. Thank you so much for reminding me. And we now have an English flag on the home side of the scorecard on our visual feed there, on our watch-along feed. Lauren Bell in again to Marizon Cup. Straight drive, but mid-on diving to her right, cuts that off. There's no run. So Lauren Bell is tempting Marizon Cup outside off stump here. is 2 slips in for right arm fast medium. Lauren Bell bowling her 13th over, 2 for 42. She's got 2 maidens, 42 for 1 wicket, excuse me. She comes in again full and swinging through the air. And this one is just bunted out to mid-on by Marizon Cup. Bit of a mistimed shot there, but no harm done, no run. 270 for 8. Now this is setting the tone for the match. If these two can frustrate England.
Yeah, it does. And she's now faced over 200 deliveries as Marizon Cup. She's had plenty of time out there in the middle.
Good in-swinging ball by Lauren Bell, but too short to cause any trouble. And Marizon Cup just defends this out to the onside. No run.
Yeah, this has been so good to watch. Marizon Cup out there fighting for the Proteas. The second highest score is 30 by Annika Bosch, and she's made 144 of the 270 runs, more than half of the runs.
This is a booming drive by Marizon Cup, trying to play that ball straight over the bowler's head, but just mistimed off the inside half of the bat, bounces short of mid-on, no run. Marizon wincing a little bit there, bottom hand off the bat. And
I believe they did scamper through for the run.
Yeah, they took a single there over the head of mid-on. So half a chance there for England. 271 for 8. And there is one delivery to go in 84th over. Lauren Bell bounces at the top of her run, comes in over the wicket. This one goes across the left-hander, left alone by Tumi Sekhukhune. And that is 84 overs gone, 271 for 8. Another big smile by Sekhukhune.
Yeah, she has a winning smile, does Tumi Sekhukhune. She knows she's just doing her job there for Marizon Cup. Marizon Cup is talking her through it all. She's keeping encouraging her, just telling her, just keep it up. Make sure you watch the ball all the way up to the bat. Play it as late as possible. Play it with soft hands. Just see it out, and I will do the work from the other side.
Yeah, and Sekhukhune looking a lot looser now. Some of those early nerves must have melted away as she's got Marizon at the other end, and now she looks a lot more like the Tumi Sekhukhune that we know and love. So hopefully, long may that continue. As Izzy Wong continues now to Marizon Cup, standing on a leg side guard, lets this one go through to the keeper outside off stump, trying to tempt Marizon with a wide-ish ball on a 5th stump line outside off stump. No run.
Now Marizon is showing her intent here. She's coming down the wicket to the quickest bowler in the England side, making sure that her presence is foul, trying to throw her off her areas here.
Yeah. Just showing Izzy Wong the off stump there a little bit with her stance on leg stump, as Izzy Wong gets this one to swing away from the right-hander, wide and full outside off stump. Big smile from Izzy Wong as well. She walks back to her mark, and Marizon Cup didn't manage to get bat on that, and there's no run. 271 for 8.
Yeah, you can see that Izzy Wong is enjoying herself out there. She wasn't originally part of the main squad. She was part of the reserves, but now straight into the 11. She's really enjoying her time out there.
This one is full on off stump, and Marizon Cup gets the bat down in front of her off stump for no run to a point fielder. Excuse me, no, that's the second slip that ran around there. There's only one slip in, standing at about second slip, running forward to field that ball, and there's no run. Still 271 for 8. Izzy Wong into Marizon Cup, wide outside off stump once again, full, swinging through the air away from Marizon. Now let's see if Izzy Wong can get one to duck back in here, because she's getting some really nice swing through the air and pitching it nice and full, giving the ball enough chance to do its thing through the air.
Yeah, and I think the key thing is she's getting it to swing late. That it helps when you have a bit of extra pace, just to get that ball to swing a little bit later, almost like Dale Steyn used to do. Who um whose birthday it is today, by the way. So
Hmm.
congratulations, happy birthday, Dale Steyn.
Happy birthday, Stain Remover, as that one was once again, this time left alone by Marizon Cup, swinging away from the right-hander, wide line outside off stump, no run.
One more delivery remaining. England will try to keep Marizon Cup on this end to have a full over to bowl with Tumi Sukakune again, with the ball swinging around for bow. So a very important delivery coming up here.
This one is on middle and off, driven straight past the bowler, and that'll be 4 runs. So a good result for South Africa in terms of runs scored, but Tumi Sukakune will have to strike, and Marizon Cup doesn't look too worried. I don't think she has to worry herself too much about that this point in time. 275 for 8. Izzy Wong just couldn't get anything behind that ball as it went flying past her back leg as she was on her follow through and just to the left of the bowler.
Yeah, beautiful high elbow from Marizon Cup, just hitting it with the full face of the bat back down, back past the bowler. Textbook shot, if ever I've seen one. She and Lara Wolfhard both have beautiful techniques, and it's probably what you do teach young kids growing up, how to play. As we see Bao running in to Mr. Kakune.
3 slips in. This one is swinging away from the left-hander, across the left-hander, left well alone by Tumi Sukakune. Lauren Bell's lengths a bit too short. If I were her coach, if I were an England supporter, she can just pitch it up a little bit more. She might cause some more trouble for Sukakune. She comes in again past the umpire, and this one is a much better line, but short enough for Sukakune to see the ball going across her, leaving it alone, leaving it on length, pitched on leg stump or outside leg, and just kept going across. The line initially was outside leg, but it just swung away from the left-hander, going across and no run, left alone.
I've been very impressed with how Tumisa Kukune has handled this so far.
Mm.
68 balls this partnership for 48 runs.
And this one again as short of a length, pitches on leg, goes across to Tumisa Kukune. She watches it go through, no run. Now the question is, can Lauren Bell pitch it in that same kind of area and bring it back in? Because Sikukune's got good hands. She's a good ODI player. She might be able to get something on it as Lauren Bell comes around the wicket now and left alone by Tumi Sikukune as this one was aimed in at off stump, swung away, straightened, and went past to the keeper for no run. Very tricky batting conditions here, and Tumi Sikukune not interested in anything that isn't anywhere near her stumps. So that's good to see. Well.
She's playing it like an opener should play the new ball, making sure that she leaves as much as possible.
Yes, indeed. Lauren Bell in over the around the wicket once again. This time it is angling into Tumi Sikukune. Big appeal for LBW. And was it given? No. Heather Knight says we will review that. Please, umpire. And that was a fuller ball by Lauren Bell. Tumi Sikukune had nowhere to go. I don't know why the umpire didn't give that out.
To be honest, I think it's going down leg because that one didn't swing away. This one just went on with the arm. It's close, but it seemed to me like it was going down leg.
No, you can see the off stump just as Tumi Sikukune lifted a bat up after trying that forward defensive. Let's see if there is any bat involved. No spike in the snicko there in ultra edge.
No, nothing. But that ball isn't straightening enough. I'm convinced that's going to miss the leg stump.
Let's see here. Pitches outside off, hits her in line with leg stump and goes down leg side. What an eye you've got, Banner. Just kissing the leg. No, that was... Oof. That was close
Missing,
to leg
just
stump.
missing the leg
Missing,
stump.
missing by a whisker, by the smallest of margins. What a decision by the umpire. Another review lost. England now have only one review left. South Africa still all three reviews intact.
Yeah, good call
275
by the
for 8.
umpire. It's a lot
Hmm.
easier for me to say here, watching it on a big screen than it is for the umpire on the field in the moment. Quick decision to make.
Lauren Bell, right arm round the wicket to the left-hander. This one is on a good length on that off-stump line. Defended by Tumi Sekukune down into the ground. Fielded at slip. No run. End of the 86th over. 275 for 8. What an innings here by Tumi Sekukune. Exceptional test match play here by the number 10.
No, it's been brilliant from her. It's such a vital contribution, and she keeps fighting it out there with Marizon Cup. It really is wonderful to see. This partnership must be extremely frustrating for England.
Yes, that's the job of the tail enders. Stick with the in batter. Get the shine off that second new ball as Izzy Wong continues to Marizon Cup right on over the wicket. This time it's on that fourth stump line, swinging a bit away, driven by Marizon Cup to the sweeper on the boundary. And they
150
refuse
for
the
Marizon Cup.
single. Did they take a single there?
Oh no, you're right. I thought she took the single for 150. I know.
Oh no, refused the single, but she's got one to go. 275 for 8. Izzy Wong in past the umpire now. And this one is on leg stump. It's bunted by Marizon Cup to mid wicket. No interest in the score. That's exactly what South Africa would need from these two. Never mind the score. There's a. Is that a gully or a backward point? That must be a backward point. Extra cover, mid off, mid on. And no run there. Izzy Wong in again to Marizon Cup. Full on that fourth stump line. Good late swinging ball. Marizon Cup gets her bat down. They take a single this time. And Tumi Sekukune will face 3 balls from Izzy Wong. And that is
Cup does have
150.
150.
Woohoo! Well done, Marizon. That is awesome.
Exceptional. First ever 150 by a South Africa Protea, Momentum Proteas lady player. It is such wonderful work. The previous highest was just over 100. Now Marizon Cup has gone past 150 at a strike rate of 70 runs. South Africa 276 for 8.
Yep, 150, 212 balls, 26 fours. Excellent. Tumi Sekukune facing Izzy Wong. This one pitches on off stump, going across the left-hander by the right-hander over the wicket, left alone by Tumi Sekukune. Watching it all the way through as it passes her, and not interested, says Tumi Sekukune.
Tumi Sekukune has everything under control from her, and she just says to Marizon Cup, "You just do your thing. I'll keep it out on my side."
I'm fine. I'm fine. Izzy Wong into Tumi Sekukune. This one on pitches on leg, short of a length, and Tumi Sekukune just gets in behind it with a nice defensive shot down into the ground. No run. Now that ball around the shoulders of Tumi Sekukune, but solid behind it is the number 10 for the Momentum Proteas. Wonderful stuff there once again. 276 for 8.
You know, even Eskom wanted me to see this innings.
Yes. As Izzy Wong comes in again, this one swings late, but it's the wrong line and it goes down leg where the keeper collects. End of the over. 87 gone, 276 for 8. Tumi Sekukune playing this like a seasoned opener. And yeah, I mean, she's not a number 10 in the ODI side. She's a good medium-paced bowler for the Momentum Proteas, and she's seen it all with the white ball. She's played a few overseas tours and so on. But what a performance by Marizanne Kapp with almost no. I would go so far as to say no red ball cricket for ladies in South Africa at a domestic level. And come on, CSA, you've got to do something about this after that performance. And this one is driven by Marizanne Kapp. Fast, not quite fast the fielder at mid-off. Excellent catch, snatched out of the air by the fielder at mid-off as Marizanne Kapp tries to get it over mid-off and just didn't get enough on it. And that is the wicket of the South African right-handed batsman. She goes for 150 of 213 balls. What an innings by Marizanne Kapp, and thank goodness for that, scoring more than half of South Africa's runs. And she is livid, of course. What else do you expect? Probably has the best death stare. And I'm looking forward to see her bowl on this wicket. That's going to be something special to see.
Yeah, her standards are so high. She's still so extremely disappointed going, even though she's already made 150. She still wanted more. She also she made the highest test score for any women's cricketer coming in at number 6 or lower. So fantastic work by Marizanne Kapp. She gets a deserved applause as she makes her way off the field. South Africa 276 for 9, 1 wicket remaining. But this innings of her has put South Africa in a very good position after struggling initially. They are really looking a lot better right now.
Yes, indeed. So Marizanne Kapp, 150 runs. Caught, not sure who that was that caught that ball, but caught by Tammy Beaumont.
Yeah, that was a fantastic catch. Yeah.
Off the bowling of Lauren Bell, who takes her second wicket. 150 runs, 266 minutes, 213 balls, 26 fours, strike rate of 70.4. And it is now Nonkululelo Mlaba at the wicket for South Africa facing Lauren Bell. This one is a poor defensive. Bell beats the bat through to the keeper, no run. And it's a Nonkululeko Mlaba, right-hand batsman, obviously playing her first test match in at number 11 for South Africa. A bit of a mistimed shot there from Marizanne Kapp, but what a catch by Tammy Beaumont, flying through the air to her right and catching that like a Premier League goalkeeper to her right. Mlaba faces this next one, goes down the leg side by Bell through to the keeper, no run.
Yeah,
so Mlaba and Sekhukhune, whatever they can score from here will be extra bonus, super awesome runs for South Africa. But already having put into bat and almost getting to 90 overs, well, they should be able to get to 90 overs, hopefully. But Bell with a great in-swinging delivery. And it's full, but it swings a bit too much. It looks like it's going down leg side. Heather Knight indicates the same. The umpire unmoved. Big appeal there, but England, only one review left, but that ball swung so much into the right-hander that, with that seam pointing at the fine leg boundary, pitches on off and would have definitely gone past middle as the line was about on a 6th stump outside off. 3 slips, Gully, Bell in, and this one just mistimed by Mlaba, tries to play across the line and it strikes her on the body. But that one was also going down leg side. Big smile from her as well as she survives another delivery.
She definitely doesn't look as secure as Tumi Sekhukhune. She doesn't have much of a clue against Bell so far here. She's missed all the deliveries so far. Bell just needs to get this one on target. Last ball of the over.
Mlaba tries to just stroke this, tries to leave it maybe. Not a convincing stroke at all, but it just dobbles out to backward square leg. And that is the end of the 88th over, 276 for 9. I mean, now Malaba and Sikukune can just enjoy themselves, just enjoy their time out in the middle there in England, facing a very difficult red ball attack, new red ball in England with the faster nasties going at you. You've just got to enjoy it at this point as a number 10 and 11 and see how far you can stretch them out, see how fit they've been, how much work they've been doing in the gym, how much they've got in the tank, the England ladies.
And the last women's cricketer to score 150 or more against England was way back in 2002 by Mitali Raj, who retired earlier in the month. So it was such
Mm.
a fantastic innings by Marizon, and it took a brilliant diving catch by Tammy Beaumont to dismiss her.
Nat Siver now replaces Izzy Wong. She goes right arm over to Tumiseko Kune, who leaves this one going across her, and there's no run. 3 slips a gully point for the left-hander, mid-off quite close in, and then it's a mid-wicket and a short, a square leg, quite short. This one is full on middle and off and just driven down to mid-off for no run. Fielder had extra cover, short mid-off there, running around to field that. Yo, after this morning start, this is excellent by South Africa as Siver comes in again. This time it's on the leg stump line, short of a length, and Tumiseko Kune just rides the bounce, pats it down into the ground, no run.
Yeah, Sekakune will have to try and play a bit of a different role now that Marizon Cup is out. She needs to be the one to try and make some runs here. It's no use just defending out everything. Eventually, the wicket will come, so it's better to try and make some runs here while she still can.
Siver around the wicket to the left-hander, attacking the off stump, just misses the off stump as Sekakune leaves once again through to the keeper for no run. Yes, that would be ideal, but I'll be happy if they just get just keep England in the field, even if it is for an extra 9, 10, 11 balls. Who knows? The English bowlers are bowling quite well at the moment. They are trying to tempt Sikukune here with that one pitching wide of off stump coming back into the left-hander, but it's too wide to cause Sikukune any concerns, and she leaves it to keep it no run. 276 for 9. 2 balls to go in the 89. 1 ball to go in the 89. Excuse me. I think.
It might not be such a bad idea to get a couple of overs with the new ball tonight before coming out again tomorrow.
Yeah, this one is full on middle and off, angling in from the right hand around the wicket. Sikukune keeps it out, and there's no run. 89 overs gone, 276 for 9.
Yeah, things were looking very bleak in the first session today. It really seemed that South Africa will struggle to get to 150 at one stage, but now they're closer to the 300 mark, thanks to Marizon Cup. You can't praise her enough for the way she's played this innings, the way she's balanced attack with defense. She's been able to find the gaps for singles, being able to find the boundaries as well, and shepherd the tail. It's just an all-round brilliant innings.
Lauren Bell on off stump, and Mlaba manages to keep this one out. Bowling a fuller length now, Lauren Bell. You see a replay here. Angling in and going down leg once again as Mlaba just played outside the line of that one, struck her on the pad, but it's well down the leg side by the time it strikes her leg. Her leg's well in front of the leg stump as Bell comes over the wicket. Floated delivery on that fourth stump line. And Malaba gets off the mark in Test cricket. She strokes this one beautifully through extra cover for 4. Wow, what a shot by Nonkululeko Malaba. She is off the mark in Test cricket with a 4 in Tauton.
Out of the middle of the
Take
bat.
that.
Beautiful
Take
drive. No fielder there to catch that one. all the way to the boundary for 4, takes South Africa up to 280. Man, that must be a good feeling.
This one is full once again by Lauren Bell, and inside edge of Mlaba's bat. Mlaba starting to find bat on ball, feel bat on ball in Test cricket, and they don't take a single that time. 280 for 9. Hoo-hoo! How far can they stretch this? How far can these two go? Nothing expected of them at all. Number 10 and 11 for South Africa, Lauren Bell. And this one also down the line of going past leg stump with the line. I'm feeling like Lauren Bell is just not finding that perfect line and length. Of course, she got the wicket of Marizon Cup with a mistimed shot. But she's looking so dangerous through the air, just not getting it in the right areas. Maybe it's one of those where if you start it on a different line, it doesn't swing. Lauren Bell tries that, and yes, there you go, outside off stump on that 6 stump line, and no swing, straight through to the keeper, left alone by Mlaba, no run. 280 for 9.
Yeah, Bao just not quite getting her line right. She just needs to start it just outside the off stump, angle it back into off stump. That's probably the area she needs to hit to try and get Mlaba out here. Marizon Cup just wants a few more overs just to rest up before she goes out there to bowl.
She tries that off stump line, that 4th stump line, but it swings too much once again for Lauren Bell, and it goes through the legs of Mlaba to the keeper for no run. And another over survived. 90 overs gone, 280 for 9, 10 overs to go in scheduled play for the day. So that's 5 overs for the change. So if we have another 5 overs, the wicket will have stumps along with it. So any moment now would be a bad time for South Africa to bowl a bit, as you said, Werner.
Yeah, it wouldn't be bad. Maybe Marizon Cup wants to rest her feet up, come back tomorrow, and come in with the new ball. That can be as well, because she's batted a very long time now, and she will be probably asked to take the new ball as well. So plenty expected of her.
Nat Silver continues right arm round the wicket to the left-handed Sekhukhune, who refuses a single out to cover. 280 for 9. I mean, these ladies are all just playing with a big smile on their face. It's hopefully this is another rivalry. Maybe we can give England enough of a scare at least, or maybe take it to the wire. As Siva comes around the wicket to the left-hander, defends this on her off stump, very short of a length, very much short of a length, to backward point, no run. Maybe spark up a little rivalry here. Have the ladies come down to South Africa from England. Maybe pique the interest of the Australian players as well. The Australian Cricket Australia, let them have us over there for a tour as well. Siva comes round the wicket to the left-hander wide, outside off stump, and Tumi Sekhukhune has none of that. No run.
Yeah, I think a lot of us would love to see some more Test cricket from the ladies. Maybe even over a better time in the week as well. Maybe a bit over the weekend, so that more people are able to tune in to watch the cricket and enjoy it as much as we are enjoying it. But it would be lovely if we have some Test cricket in South Africa as well, from the ladies' point of view.
Tumi Sekhukhune defends this one into the ground, 2/3 slip, no run. Well, that's why we want to have this digital audio channel running for the South African cricket fans at least, so that people can listen while they're at work. Unfortunately, all of us have to work during the day as well. So it's a bit difficult with the game starting on a Monday. As Siva comes round the wicket, right arm, and this one is floated into the leg stump of Tumi Sekhukhune. Just manages to keep that away from her stumps, and there's no run. So the run rate now still just over 3, and thanks largely to Marizon Cup, it's still over 3 runs and over. There's 9.1 overs remaining in the day, scheduled play. Siver around the wicket to the left-hander, down the leg side, left alone by Sekukune, no run. End of the 91st over, 280 for 9.
91 overs. Who would have thought that South Africa would get to 91 overs after the start to the day? It really is such a magnificent comeback. England have bowled well and they've caught exceptionally well. They've been very good in the field, something that South Africa need to take into their bowling innings as well. Take some confidence from the fight back with the bat and make sure that they hold on to their catches. It becomes even more important in this format of the game because you only get so many opportunities, and people can really make you pay and bat for long periods of time. So it's important that they hold on to every opportunity that comes their way.
Yes, I'd like to wait until tomorrow to see South Africa bowl, but I'm very curious to see what South Africa's bowlers will be able to do as we have a change in the bowling here. Lauren Bell is replaced by Cross, and that's first delivery. Tuam Laba is outside off stump. Bit of a swish there, but no harm done, no run. 280 for 9. After being asked to bat, South Africa would have definitely taken that this morning. Mlaba facing Cross.
Cross needs to target the stumps here from an England point of view.
Malaba slashes at that one, and it gets a thick outside edge over the slip cordon. 4 runs. Malaba dealing in boundaries here. She moves on to 8. Maybe a bit of encouragement there for Kate Cross. She does look a bit ejected. Let's see what happened there exactly. Scrambled seam, thick outside edge, over the head of third slip, and 4.
That's a typical tail enders boundary, but she deserved one after that beautiful drive 2 overs ago.
Cross into Mlaba, another drive attempted, beaten outside the off stump, no run through to the keeper. Well, I mean, 8 runs from a debutant, number 11. Any team will say, yes, please.
I would have taken it.
Mm-hmm.
It's wonderful to see them out there.
Facing Kate Cross, 3 slips. This one is onto the middle and off stump of Nonkululeko Mlaba. That is all she wrote for the South African innings. Mlaba with a big smile on her face. She tried to play an inside-out defensive shot, but beaten through the air by Kate Cross. And she gets the wicket of Nonkululeko Mlaba. Now, just played inside the line there. Beaten all ends up. But so well done. So proud of the Momentum Proteas as a South African fan. Take us through that scorecard, please, Mr. Erasmus.
All right. England won the toss. They chose to field first, so they put South Africa into bat. The first to go was Andre Steyn, who made 8 of 21 deliveries with 1-4. She was bowled by Kate Cross as she left the delivery, and it took her off stump. Next to go was Laura Volfa, trying one of her beautiful extra covered drives, going for the big booming drive, but it managed to slip in between bat and pad, and also hit the off stump this time by Isu Wang, who was also in her debut, bowled with very good pace and control today. The next to go was Lara Goodall, LBW by Nat Silver for 10 of 38 deliveries. Lizao Lee came and went very quickly. She got a duck, 8 ball duck, that is. She was also RBW by a big in swinger from Bao. The next to go was Captain Sune Lees just after the lunch interval. She nicked off 2 cross caught by Silver. Anneke Bos then joined Marizon Cup, and they formed a nice little partnership. Bosch made 30 of 58 deliveries bowled by Eccleston, caught by Lamb. Nadine de Klerk also formed a bit of a partnership with Marizon Cup. She faced 36 deliveries for her 9 runs with 1 boundary. bowled by caught by Jones, bowled by Davidson Richards. So now the Jafta made 4 of 39 deliveries. What's important to note in all these is the amount of deliveries that they were able to face, which is so vital in the partnership with Marizon Cup to give her some time to make the runs at the other end. So she made 4 of 39, bowled by Cross, caught by Wang. Beautiful catch over her shoulder, diving over her head, one-handed, and then an even better catch by Tammy Bowman to dismiss Marizon Cup for an exceptional 150 of 230 runs of the bowling of Bao. And the last to go now was Non-Kuleko Humlaba for 8 of 15 deliveries. She made two. She scored 2 boundaries. Tumi Kakune unbeaten at the other end. She showed her defensive prowess. She made 9 of 39 deliveries, not out. So the main bowler in chief or destroyer in chief from a bowling point of view for England was Kate Cross, who took the final one as well. She took 4 for 63 of her 17.4 overs. Lauren Bell, 16 overs, 4 maidens, 2 for 47. Isi Wang on debut, 13 overs, no maidens, 1 for 54. A bit expensive, but very threatening throughout. Nat Sever, 14 overs, 6 maidens, 1 for 29. Sophie Eccleston with her tidy left some orthodox, 18 overs, 133 with 8 maidens. Alice Davidson Richards, 11 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 39, and only the 2 overs from Emma Lamb. So South Africa at the end of the day are 284 all out, 91 after 91.4 overs. It is small innings breaks. There will be a couple of overs to bowl to England tonight. A bit of a tricky period for the England batters to face, and South Africa would dearly like to make a breakthrough before the end of day's play.
And stumps have been called, apparently. So 8.2 overs lost in the day. So let me just correct that message on our screen is not correct. We were hoping that we could have some overs for South Africa, but the powers that be deciding no. And that will be us as well for the day. We'll be back tomorrow at least for the third innings, or for the third session, excuse me. Thank you very much, everybody, for your comments, for your tweets coming through, for all of the support for women's cricket. And we will bring you at least the third session of every day of this test match. We'll do our best to do a little bit more, but electricity supply problems and all kinds of other stuff makes it a bit difficult, but we will be back tomorrow at 5 o'clock South African time at least. Do go and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification button, and you will be notified when we do go live. Banner, it was so nice to hear your voice every time I stopped talking, because I was in fear of my life for your electricity being cut and me being left by myself on the air. It would have been my just deserves for failing to organize this commentary stints more than 24 hours in advance. But thank you so much. And yeah, at least for the third session of every day, we will be here after we've done our hard day slog to bring you some live ball-by-ball digital commentary. What an innings by the Momentum Proteas. Final thoughts from you, Werner.
Yeah, no, a wonderful day's play. It was up and down for both sides. England were in the ascendancy at first, but the second half of the day has belonged to South Africa, and in particular to Marizon Cup with her wonderful 150, record-breaking 154 South Africa. Also the highest score by a women's player against England, coming in at number 6 or lower. So fantastic work. I think 284 is a great position for South Africa to be in at the end of the day. That the game is very nicely balanced, and tomorrow should make for a good day's play.
Thank you so much once again, Werner. Thank you, everybody. Have a good evening. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.